it says, and now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
Yeah,
and
Edomites, man.
Right.
I was on the train and you were this Edomite woman with gemstone rings, you know, and they're in their phone. The cashmere swords. I see them, man. I'm like, fuck you. Guess what, man? You can pop them too. How about that? You know what, man? A lot of them are gonna die, but a lot of them are gonna get popped too. I was going to the wine section, and there was this Edomite woman. She had a dress on. I was looking at her. I thought, that's very interesting. And she was just there, and she went, I'm sorry. I said, yeah. No problem with that one. I ain't got a problem. Well, how you gonna have a problem with that? King Samuel had Edomite woman hemmed up. But they're devils. We know they're devils. But they're basically, they're living that eclectic life. There's many words for that nice golden lifestyle.
Living in best life.
That's a yeah, go on.
You got more?
Let's read this. Let's find the scripture there.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Isaiah 34:1.
Yeah.
Come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. You have utterly destroyed them, you have delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
It's in all nations, man. So that's all these nations. All nations represents the heathen. You got 2/3 sprinkled up in that as well. So those Moabites, they're the niggers. We don't give a fuck about them. We're not gonna sit there and make it save like like that We Are the Road. In the 90s, when they had Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and all that. We ain't gonna be doing that shit, homeboy. We ain't gonna be fucking doing that, man. Okay? We are the world. We are the world. Children. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be doing that, homeboy. All these fucking nations are going to get tanked in. Okay? All these nations, man. These Moabites are positive. They're the fucking new niggas, man. And guess what? Guess what, man? We ain't gonna be sitting there making it easy for you motherfuckers, man. We go through shit all the time. To say the first fired, last hired, you're on the train, people are moving out the way.
If I can say it, that just proves that Jake is on such a low level. They have been experiencing everything these Moabites are now experiencing, and no one gives a shit. But now someone else is experiencing it. It's like, oh, we need to do something.
Like they had the videos on BBC talking about them Greek children getting bullied, but then you got in the comment board, we had Jake saying like, yo, where was this? Ebola came out, and everyone was victimizing all the little quote-unquote so-called black children.
Send them back to Wuhan. They were born in Archway. They were born in Archway. Send them back to Wuhan, man. You know what I'm saying? Send them back, eh? That's good for you devils, man. You teach your children to hate us. We grew up with your oppression, man. Crazy gooks. Edomites. We grew up with you oppressing us, man. It's true. We'll send you back to Wuhan.
But them gooks, they're pretty much making money off Esau. They don't care about Jake. They're just really in their own little realm. You know? But they know that Esau's all in with him. They get Chinese.
Now it's backfiring on them.
Go on.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 15:5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Yeah? There ain't no one doing that with Jake, man. That's why we're out here, man. We're a besieged city, and the only person that's pleading our cause is Yehovah Shem Yahushai and the angels, man. The Lord, man, and the angels help us. That's why we're out here. We get protection and guidance from the Spirit of the Lord, because no one ain't give a fuck. That's why when you go to the UN building, there ain't nothing, no seats there for Jake, man. No matter what you're doing, you're just an entertainer. Listen, man, Esau's a devil. I was thinking about this in the train. Jake entertainers. Esau's a devil, right? So here it is, we're doing everything better than him in like a physical level. Golf. Well, and you know what? They don't mind you being basketball and football. Why? Because they. You know why they're doing that? Because that's witchcraft. They're trying to say, well, oh, we'll give them that. But then we get in golf and we're beating them in golf. So they don't want to push that. So Anthony Hamilton, oh, he's just cheating on his wife. Like, you Edomites, come on, man. What the fuck, man? You know, golf, Tiger Woods, the Grand Prix, the Grand Prix. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want Jacob in them sports. So what they do is just demonize that Michael Schumacher, which he might be. I don't know if he's a Jake, I don't know. Let's say he's not, I don't fucking know.
Kind of a bad man still.
He probably might be a Jake. Which from Italy or something like that.
He's German.
German. I don't know.
Even his brother was in there. His brother's racist.
He might be a Jake. She was fucking it up, but then Lewis Hamilton came in there. But then all straight away he's getting demonized. As soon as he's in there, oh, he's cheating on his wife. So what? What's that got to do with his abilities? What about all these other Edomites that are cheating on their wives? But you ain't saying that, you ain't bringing out that about them though. So that proves that Esau is very specific about how he's demonizing us. So, Edomites are intelligent. You've got Edomites that are in the business world, but you don't fucking push them, man.
You know what I mean? Cheat. That's not it.
This is Psalms 137 verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us.
So even the Babylonians, man, you know, they required a song of us, man. You know, and the ancient Babylon, you had the Tower of Babel, Ethiopians, then you had the other Babylon, it's really Syrian kingdom and stuff like that. Syrian kingdom. But anyway, it doesn't really matter what nation it is. You got Hamites, you got like Egypt, they was doing the same thing with us out there, man. Because we're better than them, man. Anytime you watch that motherfucking Ethiopian bullshit, and that fuck Ethiopia. Right. I know that it's dead. The beat patterns are like someone's on drugs, and it's fucking these, homeboy. But they need Jake, man. That's why they needed Jake to entertain their ass, man. Because their shit. What the fuck is that?
How much?
I mean, I'm gonna calm down, man, but that's what the fuck is that, homeboy? Yeah, man, bring that preset, man.
Exodus.
And it goes
one. Exodus.
Fuck is that, man? They ain't no. So all these heathen, the scripture said they required of us a song.
Yep.
So Esau's doing it, man. Yeah. Now, Apostle Tar brought out how you had the Sadducees, man, and that was well-to-do Jakes. And Esau ain't gonna do away with them and shit, man, because they fucking he's entertainment. You know? And he said, you know what he said? He said a lot of people don't understand that, and it's true. It's fucking true. You know, and to be honest, man, a lot of you niggas out there, if you weren't for the apostles, you wouldn't know shit. You wouldn't have no break. You wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. He said the Pharisees, they were like, he said the Sadducees, they had positions and shit, man. The Sadducees, man, they were well off. Like you got Condoleezza Rice and all that, man. Because when you look at their beliefs, it was like completely like Greek beliefs, basically, you know. Jake's doing it's crazy, man. Really.
Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not his tongue against man or beast, that he may know that the Lord Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
So they could all look dark skinned. It's deeper than that, man. You got the Hawaiians, man. Jaffa, Australia, dark skinned, but they're not Jake. Then you got people in the land of Ham, South Africa and stuff, East Coast and Africa and stuff. They're not Jakes, man. Then you got Elam over there in India, dark skin, man. You got people in Iraq that are darker than me, man. I'm not really considered a dark skin Jake. You're not. You got darker people that are dark, but they're not even Jakes. So what the fuck does that mean, man? It's about the spirit, man. You had dark skin Gadites too. You look at the book. Not the picture book.
Like Indians.
No, not that one. That one was about. There's actually Gadite books. It's got nothing to do with black Indians. And then the dark in there. I've got it at my house. I've got 2 of them. Fuck, but I ain't looked at that book in about fucking 7 years. That's why it's just in the yard. No, I'm not gonna read it. But you got dark skinned Gadites in the book. The dark, man. So you gotta get it together, man. Come on, man. Like even amongst every tribe, there's different shades of brown in every tribe. Like Ephraim, man. Like get me the speckled bird. You got even amongst Judah, man. You got Judah, and I'm like, let's say look like Beyonce, right? You got lighter red bones, or what the red bone spirit, and then the red bone thing. They're both of their parents could be dark as hell.
I've seen it.
I've seen it. It's in the family I'm in.
Yeah.
Straight out. What niggas talking about, homeboy? Get it fucking right. Let's read the scripture, man.
Jeremiah 12:9.
I'm gonna try and stop effing and blinding, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Like Jake's are different shades of brown, but we're not melanin-less, but we're different shades of brown. So you had dark Gadites and light Gadites, really with all the tribes, man. You had that. Oh well, he's not like completely 100% like the Judite ultimate look. But I don't mean that he's not a Jake. Because you got light skin all in America, man. You got light skin Judites, but it's still brown. You know what I'm saying?
You might have them with a straight nose or thin lips. So like in terms of the aesthetic of what a typical big nose, big lips, that's a stereotypical Jake kind of trait. But does every Jake have to have that? You could have someone eye yellow, have the biggest nose, biggest lips. You can have someone dark as night, have the thinnest nose and the thinnest lips. But what does that mean? You know, Jake. You've got one of those Jakes down there in the Amazon as well. They go from the light right to the dark.
You got that dude, Logic.
Hey, bro, you know what the scripture said? We just read the scripture about this.
Judah, isn't it?
Who's that now?
There's like a rapper, he looks like a white, but he's Judah. He told you my dad's line is Jake, like.
Yeah.
You think he looks like a white boy with a straight nose, but he's Judah.
Well, that's that speckled bird, man. A speckled bird, like, it's pretty with diverse colours. You got many birds like that, man. You know, diverse colours and stuff and that, but it's all beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Hosea 7:8, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Well, you got Gadites that look like Moab, but they was right by Gad, Reuben, they were right by the Moab. And you got Ephraim, the conquistadors got up in there, so like Christine Aguilera, you know, she looks like a white bitch, but she's a janky. But you got people that even look like more cracking than her. Like you really look like white bitches, but even white bitches.
Dark skin Moabites as well.
You got dark skin Moabites.
The Ammonites in Okinawa, Japan. They're like notorious and known for being dark.
The tennis player, Naomi Okinawa.
Oh, well, she's
Asian, isn't it?
the Asian
Father-
Levi, you know. But you have people that are like literally from.
From China. I've seen that. Yeah.
Like, I don't know about China, but I see
No, from China, I've seen it, yeah.
Outskirts.
I know about
From the outskirts. Yeah.
So you got them in China too.
Black as hell.
You got you got dark skinned people from China, Japan, Korea, all the way into like the Philippines, Himalaya, Thailand, all that region, man. Malaysia, there's all kind of dark people, Moabites and all different type of, down there. Definitely. To be honest, the clip that Apostle Ramla put up, he said that, in the clip he said that we need to exterminate most people because there's dark races, man. They're just outbreeding us. Where the view, there's all these different dark nations all over the planet Earth, man. And they're not all Jakes, it's like different, dark.
That really goes into, the curse, Esau's curse. Because he did say when Cain had it, it was like, please, it's too much of the burden. So having them darker races around, a reminder that that curse, basically. That curse, shit.
Can I read this real quick? This is I just quickly pulled this up. This is on Wikipedia, man. And there's something known as maroon slaves, right? And it says, I'm just going straight to the point. Maroon pretty much means runaway. And it says, when runaway blacks and Amerindians banded together and subsisted independently, they were called maroons. On the Caribbean islands, they formed bands. On some islands, armed camps. Maroon communities face greater odds against their surviving attacks by hostile colonists, obtaining food for subsistence living, as well as reproducing and increasing their numbers. As the planters took over more land for crops, the Maroons began to lose ground on the small islands. Only on some of the larger islands were organized Maroon communities able to thrive by growing crops or hunting.
You know what's funny about that? Those Maroon communities were not just in Jamaica. Like you're reading, they were different. In Panama, they were all over the Caribbean, man. I actually had an article about that. There was there's different, if you put in Maroonia, the way you spell it, you'll get different lands where they had natives and Jakes linking up. So that weren't just a thing that was, Arawaks or the people in the Caribbean. Like, it was all over the Caribbean, man. Dominican Republic, up to, down to Panama and that. They had all that going on, man. So it weren't just like a Reubenite thing too. They had Jake and Latin, so-called Latin tribes linking up and having unities and stuff.
Spirit.
It's a spirit, man.
Yeah.
Because they're the same people.
The same people, man.
That's right.
We're the same people.
Romans 8.
Precept? Yeah, I got that.
Get that. This is someone get it or whatever. Read it, you gotta get it.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So, if you want to go to the Latin rave, should I say, go there. I'm not for the clubbing, but I'm just saying if you hook up with Jake, Hispanics, and then they got a culture because they cook like the people in the Caribbean, frijoles, beans, cassava, banana, plantain. But like the West Coast, in the Caribbean they say plantain. And on the West Coast of Africa they say plantain. It's the same spirit, man. Like the Ro Timmy and Power, which I've never even watched Power. But I know Ro Timmy and that song he did, that was a dope song, man.
Seeing that nigga.
Wish I could start it over. That's a hit, man. Now that dude, he's basically like a black American. But when he shows, he's like, no, I'm Nigerian, man. He's straight Nigerian. So what the fuck? You gotta get it correct, man. You got Jake's, he's in power and he's like that black American spirit. But really, he reps Nigeria too.
Remember that scene in there? I believe it was Django or 12 Years a Slave when he escaped into a forest and he came across and then they all started to come together and dance and cook together.
12 Years a Slave.
Cook together. What film was that? Was it 12 Years a Slave?
Yeah,
It was 12 Years a Slave.
They were walking through the forest, and then they came across, Gad.
Yeah, and at first they were like,
At first they kind of just stared at each other, and the next minute they were dancing and eating together.
Eating around the fire. Because the same people, man.
And they show you that in the other show called Underground as well, man. You know?
Check that out.
They got that program, Hells on Wheels. They used to show it on TV. And they showed Native Americans and Judites, building the railways.
You know what that program is actually called? It's called Into the West. I've been doing a video with them. You know the video I did for the, basically, I did a video bro with a nigga better know his place. That was at the same, and I ain't got, that episode I ain't watched it yet, that's episode 4.
Basically the whole program is based on like Jake, building up that railway system for Esau.
They put a lot of bullshit in it though, man. Like they like to focus on Edomites popping and Gadites.
But you see,
First 3 episodes. I like it's a spirit because I sent these brothers a clip. I was going to upload a clip about Gad cursing at Esau. But Hell on Wheels is episode. It's like an hour and a half each episode. One's called the wheel. One's called Scheme. Manifest Destiny. That's the second one. But that is a spirit. Because I was watching it to see what he said. We knew about that years back. And I was thinking, what episode had that in it? Let's read the scripture.
Yeah, I got that. Jeremiah 50:33.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
They were oppressed together. You know what I'm saying? So them so-called spics, they're your brothers, man. Asherites. Them stupid spics walking around in an elephant and castle with smiles on their faces.
we love the word.
They're Jakes, man. They're Jakes. They're Israelites, man. You know? Now, it's funny, you can't tell them that. Hey, you know what happened, man? I just got into that station up there. Just, Jake was like, he looked at me, I said, I know what you already know. He said, GMS and that. And he was like, yeah, man, truth. So he's taller than me, man, dark skinned Jake, with gold in his mouth and that. You know what I mean? But I said, I was watching him, I said, I was going to tell him with that idea, but I was just listening to him. This is what he's saying. He watches us and stuff, so that's a spirit. He didn't even know what that is.
Words out there.
I was listening to him, I was like, London Central and that. And I said, you don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it says,
The Lord's making brothers famous in a land where we were put to shame. Like, in a spirit level, though. People are like, hey, but in a respectful, people are
You know what,
approaching.
everyone's excited, it was hard for it. Trying to read scriptures. That's beautiful, man. It's just like trying to get the scriptures out, but they're quoting them, we're speaking, we're saying the scriptures.
words in us.
We're trying to read them, but it's like everyone's getting pumped up in the spirit, man.
Yeah, that's the spirit. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Yeah, they refuse to let us go, man.
Yeah.
It says they held them fast, refused to. That's why we're still in captivity together. You see, Esau, what he does, where people don't ever think about, with the tribes like Gad, we make it act like they're extinct. But what he did was he hid the history.
Not just Gad.
He all the tribes.
The Arawak.
Yeah.
Arawak Indians, they say the time, that's actually Ephraim. If Arawaks are extinct, then who's the hell's Ephraim? That's them. What are you talking about? They're there.
And the tribes over the years have always dealt with each other. So but Esau hides that like you would just write it in the passport, Negro or whatever. But you're not. But you're an Arawak. You got brothers that looks like a Negro, but he's a Taino. You know what I'm saying? But Esau's a demon. He knows that. He hid that throughout the ages. That's what our people. Jake's waking up now, man. Because now a Jake that wakes up to the truth, the spirit wakes him up. Then he can look back and he's like, oh shit, my mom, she told me my granddad was an Indian. That's what's happening.
That's a lot of that's going on. That's going on. My granddad, he's not a Jake, man. Like, I said this years ago, but I didn't really. I said I'm a Benjamin. I'm not a Benjamin, man. And my granddad, if you see him, and I've showed you some pictures, see, my granddad's an Indioso. I've got the pictures on my fucking phone right now. I ain't gonna show them. That's the thing. what I'm saying? Because I showed the brothers, but I ain't gonna show random motherfuckers. I show what? But I've done it. You brothers seen that. I've showed brothers. I've showed brothers, man. Brothers seen it, you know? So you went, well, he's a Jake.
That's what I'm saying.
But my granddad, you know, he's not. He's Native American, man.
The thing is,
Straight up. That's what the fuck he is. I got the pictures, man. But see, my granddad, I seen him like twice. He's wild. You never know what the fuck he is. And I remember when I was young, I looked at him. I said, "Wait there, man. I don't know." You know. I'm saying, I say myself. But that's a lot of Jake, man. You got Jakes all over in America, in the South. You know, like Waka Flocka, he said that his line goes back to India. Miles Davis, you can look at Miles Davis and you can't even like, wait there, man. That's Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man.
That's why Michael Jackson used to go, oh!
Crazy. Even his dances were just like militant. Yeah,
Love that win, you know what I'm saying? Love that win.
Yeah.
Come on.
His dances were crazy, man.
A lot of his dances were inspired by Gaddy's Rock. He said that in the interview.
When in that movie, in that video, Black and White, he was dancing.
Yeah.
He was actually dancing.
Preset. They were pressed together. That's the point, man. Judah and Ephraim, they were pressed together, man. And even the 70s, when Judah was rising up, guess what? You had Mexicans doing the same thing.
All the tribes followed Judah in the uprising. Ephraim had their rebellious Mexicans, Gad, you know, the Native American resistance, where you had Leonard Peltier. The guy that's got songs about him, man. Leonard Peltier, you're a down-ass warrior and all that. But you had the Ephraim in the cities doing that too, you know what I mean? The Mexicans, all those rebel movements, man. Now you got the South Americans, Asher, they got that. Asher, they got that in Peru and all that. They got the master, where the ninja master and all that, man. What the fuck? Hold me, read that.
This is Isaiah 11:11, the point is verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day, when the Lord shall say his hand again the second time, to recover the remnant of his people. We shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Paphros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not envy Ephraim.
That's right! So, Jake, we're coming together, man.
That's right.
You know, that's why you had Keisha 6ix9ine, and you got Cardi B, and people bugging out about Cardi B using the word nigga. That's some low. You niggas that say that are low. That's why when they went on the Charlemagne the God, they was like, well, even Angela Yee, she was like, well, bro, that's what you say. What the fuck did you talk to the same? Who the fuck said that? It's Fat Joe. You serious?
Every time he put on Fat Joe, he goes, I'm just that nigga. That was his response, man.
Like it's some Edomite trying to say the word, like, come on, that Jakes, man. But then the funny thing is, them same artists, like, growing up, no, Cameron and them were like the Latin tribes, isn't it? Cameron's like, he's Ephraim, or Reuben, and then Ephraim, and then Joel Santana, they're Dominicans, and they're not even like Negroes, man, or so-called, but they are. But the point is that Israelites. But then no one would bat an eyelid when the dude that looks, you know, but you can feel it, because even when you get like a white dude who might rock round, he's not faking it, you can feel the dude he's cool, like, you know?
He's still trying to show that division. Keep the tribes separate, because he still knows what happens when the tribes will come together.
Preset.
Woo!
He's
right. That's like, you know what? Yeah, go on. No.
Yeah?
Read the scriptures.
Can't. Amos 9:11.
Oh boy.
And in that day, when I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
That's right. Because you know what, man, in the time of King David, man, hey man, you had the 37th Micah, man. You had the singers,
Yep.
the Book of Psalms. You know, you had dignitaries, lawgivers, all of that, man. Different spirits, different tribes, man. We getting that, man. That's what starts with the 12 tribes, man.
That's right.
It says in Ezekiel how there were dry bones